All right, now let's talk about reasons why your prayers are not being answered. Like I said, on TikTok and on Instagram and also on Facebook, you've passed through a lot of happened in your life. You have a business that is not going well. You are approaching 40, 35, 40, even up to 50 years. No suitor. You have all the business ideas, but things are not going well the way you want. And you begin to ask yourself, what is happening? You've moved from one pastor to another, from one Mowomi to another, from one Babalawo to another, one prophet to another, one spiritualist, especially those ones we see on TikTok, from one place to another, and nothing is happening in your life. It seems as if the heavens are closed on you, and as though God does not even have ear. And majority of the time, the places you go to for prayers, these same places, people are going there and they are testifying. Now, these are the 5 reasons why your prayers are not being answered. And these 5 reasons, please take note of them so you'll be able to fix where you are getting them wrong. Number 1, your heart is spiritually divided. There is nothing like, I'm a member of Winners Chapel and I go for prayers in Mountain of Fire on Fridays. It does not work that way. No, you know what? It does not work that way. So if there is God in Winners Chapel, the God in Winners Chapel cannot answer your prayer. You have to go to Mountain of Fire before it can be answered. Some of you are members of Dominion City, but you don't play with NSPPDN. I'm not against them. I talk about them a lot. It's not because I'm against them. If you want to be in NSPPDN, stay in NSPPDN. And the idea that you have to belong to one Christian fellowship, you have to belong to one spiritual fellowship, does not work that way. Especially those of you who call yourself the watered. You call yourself Mawomi. How can you say you are Mawomi and you are going to church? To do what? This is the reason why things are becoming hard for you. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm not telling you that there is no God in this church. Neither am I telling you there is no God in this place. What I'm trying to tell you is this. You must decide to stay in one place. Be committed in one place. If you want to be in the watered, remain in the watered. If you want to be in Igbe, remain in Igbe. If you want to be a Christian and stay in one denomination. Stop jumping from one church to another. The Spirit does not work that way. God does not work that way. Even common sense does not work that way. You can't say you belong to this political party and you want to go to another political party for them to share rice for you. At the end of the day, you put yourself into wahala. So that is one of the major reasons why your prayers cannot be answered. Because you go to church 1 to pray, then you meet a Babalawo to pray, then you go to church B to pray. You are confusing yourself. They will know that you are just joking. Your problem will remain the same. Decide where to stay and where to pray. Your belief should be with commitment, not jumping from one place to another. A holy scripture said, if you are neither cold nor hot, I will spit you away. Decide where you want to stay. This is the reason why your prayers are not being answered. Number 2, now that you have decided to remain in the watered, for example, now that you have decided to remain in the bay, now that you have decided to remain in either Mountain of Fire or one of these churches, now that you have decided to remain in NSPPDN, one thing is this. You have to exercise what is called patience. The Spirit will not just come and just bless you like that. It does not work that way. The moment you finish uttering your prayers, you know what they do? They test your patience. The Spirit, which is God, the universe itself, the energy that controls everything, the one you are praying to. Some call it God, some is Allah, some is Chineke, or Sanobua, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. Want to test your patience if you are not just coming just to get and go away. It's like when you have a son. Your son is always coming when he's in trouble. One day, you say, now every time when you get wahala, they come meet me. How will you feel if your son comes to meet you? Not because he wants you to give him something, but just to say, thank you, daddy. So majority of the time, the Spirit want to test. If you are not coming from thanksgiving, they want to test your patience. Are you here just because you just want this thing to be done? Or are you patient enough to wait for the appointed time? Or to wait for when they decide to bless you? Now, your patience be tested not just by God alone. The first person that will test your patience is devil. Some other people will call it the negative force or the darkness. Before your prayers reaches where you want them to reach, so that those beautiful things you want, the devil will hijack it first. And this part of hijacking might take like a month. And so you want that contract to be offered you, and the contract is not forthcoming. You've waited for 1 week, for 2 weeks, going to a month. They are holding it, testing your patience. The moment you are still committed, believing that the contract will come, it is the positive spirit, or which is the light, or which is good, will not take that prayer point and say, okay, he was patient enough. It's time for us to deliver what he wants. Majority of the time, some of you are at that point that it's expected for you to just pass through that day. That is the day you give up and everything is gone. Have patience. The moment you've asked, believe that you have received. That is why one of the holy books said, even before you ask, we already know. So before you even ask, they know what you want. But the devil will want to seize it just to test your patience before the Spirit take over it. Number 3, you don't have faith. You don't believe that you deserve this thing that you are asking for. In fact, that is the reason why you are even praying. You believe that you don't have it, and so let me pray for it. And God itself that is manifesting in each and every one of us want us to believe that we have everything. But because you've reduced yourself to the begging, no wahala, pray, you get it done. Now, why praying? If your heart is set that you are waiting for someone to deliver to you what you've prayed for, you've given a date, a time, okay, I believe by next week God should be able to do this, you are likely not to get it. Rather, pray believing you already have it. That is when it will work. So the Spirit only answers to confidence. So the universe, which is God itself, the Spirit itself, God you're praying to, will only answer to confidence and faith that are demonstrated by men. One of the major things that drives God is confidence and faith. He said, for God did not give us the spirit of what? Of fear, but of sound mind, of confidence. And so, are you confident enough that this thing is yours already? Did you just pray hoping that God is going to get it done, or you are praying with confidence that it's already yours? Number 4, you have a familiar spirit around you. The Bible already said in Micah 4 verse 7 or 7:4. He said, your enemies are members of your household. He said, father against son, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. Even your friend is against you. Say your enemies are members of your household. There is somebody that is living in your house right now. That girl, that man, that woman, that old woman, that old man is living in your house. You may call one your mother, one your father, one your uncle, one your brother, one your sister. They are the reason why your prayers are not being answered. Because you know why? Those that are closer to you are prone to envy. Your friend in the street, the person you met in the street, is not going to envy you. He's going to rejoice with you. But that one that is the other, hey, my uncle don't buy motor. He will be the one that we use to go to the coven and plan that you don't buy that car again. So if you want to buy that car again, if you want that prayers to be answered, if you want those things to be done in your life, you have to be wary of those around you, those you share your life with. The truth is this: when you die, they will not bury you with your mother. So why do you want to kill yourself for her? When you die, they will not bury you with your sister. Why must your sister know everything about you? Since you don't know whether it's a witch or not, and some of you would think your mother cannot be witch. So other people mothers that are confessing witch, are they not people's mother? So be wary. Be wary. And majority of the time, you people that they gave the book, the Bible, now they violate and pass. The Bible already said, be wary of your brothers and your sisters. Your enemies are members of your household, but you will not hear. You still want to carry put for heart, put wahala for your head. That is why you pray, and the what? They will not answer. Number 5, which is the last. You are always fond at praying in the day, I wonder, why would you be asking the Spirit for something and you are doing that in the day? The best time to pray is in the night. Pray in the night and see whether your prayers will not be answered. So I don't know if I'm able to make you understand, but the truth is this: take note of this thing. Number one, don't be spiritually divided. Number two, your patience have to be tested. Number three, confidence and faith. Number four, your family members, be wary of them. Number five, pray in the night. Is that okay? And I hope this will help you. If you have any question, please drop on the comment below. God bless you.